Hello everyone and welcome back to PASSTHEauxCORD, and we're just trying stuff out today, but Quadeca is back with a new album called Vanisher. Unfortunately, this dropped right when I was heading to an entirely different state. We're back home now. We're doing our thing. Let's listen to this album. My anticipation has been killing me because I haven't been able to record this, but I'm seeing how much people are liking it, and I'm so curious. And yeah, this is a different style entirely from how I used to do reaction videos, partially out of necessity, partially because I think this is kind of fun. I'm here like floating in front of the music. That's a good old time. So let me know what you think of this format compared to ones that I've done in the past. That all said, track 1, no questions asked. I will have lyrics over here, but I don't think this one's particularly lyrical. That does sound really cool though. We got the waves. Well, that's beautiful right away. Look at us go, man. The atmosphere is amazing. Beautiful. It's already so complex, and it's just growing and building more as it goes on here. It's unpredictable, but it's gorgeous. It's so smooth. So nice. Total switch up in this already? Okay. I see you. This is gorgeous. This is simply gorgeous. I feel like I don't have much to say at this point, but like, I'm sinking in. Sounds so wonderful. We have our only lyric of the song, It Does Appear. I should have thought through this tab more. Is indeed the one lyric. That's so nice! Getting 2 vocalists on this was the move. This sounds so sweet. Yeah, got the crisp send-off, of course, too. Thoughts. Probably gonna give some thoughts. I kind of wanted to let it, like, roll in, just because that feels more or less like an intro. Yeah, even though it's 5 minutes. But, considering the nature of it was mostly instrumental front to back, it does still feel a little bit more like an intro. Definitely sets the nautical theme a bit. Even just outside of the wave noises in the beginning there, it has that certain ethereal mood about it that just feels right for this setting. I did want to actually react to the album movie as well, and I'll be watching it on my own for sure if I can't do a reaction, but I wanted to make sure first that we actually just hear all of the music, because I have no idea if I'll be able to post it if I include all the music videos, because naturally this is going to get copyright claimed either way, but sometimes videos copyright block things instead, so we'll see how that goes. But either way, I would love to know what visually is going on alongside that song, because it feels like so much is happening. We have these multiple little build-ups that go through certain different phases as it goes along. Everything sounds whimsical, magical, and not like a lot of other things I've heard before. That said, am I completely blown away by it as an intro track? Maybe it's a little long, maybe it's easing us in a little too easy, but I also am going to completely redact that probably as soon as I see how it transitions in, because I bet it's fantastic. We're gonna back ourselves up just a little bit here. It looks like I actually skipped a track, so that's not what was supposed to happen at all. We're gonna run this real quick here. Very crisp send-off, and yeah, it picks it up nice. Yeah, it picks it up nice. So we're on to track 2 here, Waging War. Very subtle. Very nice. So it appears we have the same secondary vocalist, Quadeca, I think is how I'm meant to say it. I'm not aware of this person, even though I bet I probably should be. I really wish I could pull the lyrics up. Unfortunately, I don't think they're synchronized, because we've got a lot happening lyrically on this track. Yeah, straight up no lyrics found. Okay. I think we found a middle ground. We're just trying stuff out, people. Wondering if the lyrics here are focusing somewhat of a metaphor on addiction. Either way, these vocal effects sounds pretty nice. What am I doing? This is very dramatic. Build up here is crazy. That's rather jarring. How'd we get here? It's cool though. Got a part 2 here. Part 2, that transition was interesting. I was gonna say clean. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's cool. This sounds beautiful. Once again, wow. Wow, that whole ending bit there, I was being carried away with this album. It's taken me places already. That song was pretty crazy. Once again, a whole lot going on lyrically, and I'm just gonna keep it a million. The concept of the album is going to probably somewhat go over my head while we're doing this. Okay, so doing a little reading, doing some searching up in here. Appears that this is sort of our narrator having a conversation with both his depression and his conscience. The other vocalist represents the conscience. It's interesting. I feel like these lines towards the end are very, very powerful, very potent. We're taking things as they go. So here we go. Here we go. Ruin My Life. That's the next one. Sounds very sweet, somewhat low-key compared to what we were just hearing. The potato skin line is crazy. whole atmosphere we got building in kind of the background, everything still sounds very nice. I legitimately, okay, that is a deep potato themed metaphor. This is fantastic though. This bit here sounds cool. This is neat. Hello? Who are you? That sounds fantastic. The little transition you took to get here. Great. He's a... Who is this man? That makes sense. We pieced it together, folks. I promise I've been listening. I promise. You know what? You know what? Let's run. Let's run it. Let's run back. Very pretty. Getting another nice little relaxed send-off. I feel like it just kind of wraps back around, right? More waves. Waves and all that. It's beautiful. So, I'm just trying to like process the song at this point. Really seems the general point, and saying you're going to ruin your own life is a very like powerful statement and sentiment in and of itself, and I do kind of like the whole idea with that. But it kind of seems like our narrator is picking up from a situation and like moving out entirely, moving on from things, making a radical change of some sort. If I had to tie it into what exactly I know about our character, it's like you're sailing on your own, so maybe just picking up, leaving, sailing away, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I feel like an idiot trying to like talk about what's going on so far. The song itself sounded very cool. I did like how it starts rather slow, peaceful, ends the same way, and then we have this big middle ground of just like stuff sounds a lot more crazy. We had the spoken bit in the middle there from Henry Wilkinson, who is the vocalist of Maruha, and it took me a little too long to figure that out. Wish I would have figured that out a little sooner, as we saw in there. But it seems they're doing more than just the feature on the closing track. That's cool. That contribution, the spoken word bit there, was very interesting and neat. Very curious to see how this goes. The tracks that we've heard thus far seem like they're doing a lot of variance in intensity, I suppose. Like, we have some very dramatic switch-ups, which I know, of course, is not the case with Godstained. We're gonna run Godstained just to kind of, like, get our whole experience, the whole meal. But I've heard Godstained a lot of times already, so we know it's working with there. Speaking to the bottle, speaking to the fiberglass bottle. This one still sounds so nice, and it kind of makes me think the rest of the album is gonna grow on me as I go along.
From 1,000 miles away, I thought you knew.
This song is so fucking nice, man. That moment has always hit me so nice, that little switch up we got in there. Shit sounds beautiful, man.
You don't even know about that. Talk about women's trash. You don't even know
I was gonna talk about Godstained, but this sounds too crazy. We're just gonna let it play. What? At a time like this? A song that sounds like this at a time like this? The like reverse shit going on? This is haunting almost. This is insane. We're a minute in and we're into a spoken word cutaway. Lyrics are also really cool. A lot going on. That is so cool. Is that an interpolation of something? It sounds familiar. I never know what's gonna happen next. Yeah, this is angelic.
Might as well. There goes the wind. Turn the engine. It's a gorgeous island.
It's a gorgeous island. Now we have Monday. Okay. We'll pause. Okay, Godstained, he's falling in love with a or companionshiping a fiberglass bottle. That was always kind of the thing to take away from that is, you know, like you're alone at sea. He like got very fixated on this bottle, and then of course that was in the Forgone video as well, kind of all wrapped together like that. This seems to be the progression of the type of mental breakdown that would lead you to befriend a fiberglass bottle. Assuming that was as literal, that whole thing was as literal as I, you know, am somewhat taking it to be, because I don't know where metaphor starts and narrative ends, but we gotta meet in the middle at some point, you know? Naturally, like, glass references all over this, so it kind of somewhat just ties in. I'm gonna peek through these lyrics, maybe read a couple annotations. So a lot of all this, of course, you know, we got our MIA, we got our VHF. You know, he's like radioing to other sailors as well as becoming MIA. I mean, that doesn't mean anything else, right? Yeah, okay. Either he's like entering a storm of sorts or having a bit of a crisis of sorts. It's one could be a metaphor for the other, I suppose. But that's what I'm gathering from this, like going through here. There's a bit of a terrible storm, a shipwreck, something along those lines. It is a gorgeous island. I'm wondering if that's saying, like, you know, he got to an island to escape a storm. That's where my brain goes, you know, maybe? Anyways, we'll listen to Monday again. I have, again, listened to this song many times since it's been out, but we'll run it. Oh, the getting old. There was a reference to that in the last song.
It's that time of the year where I start getting old. Flying in and out with my clothes. It's so easy to drive. Don't you give up on a Monday. I wanna tell you I want you. Losing my grip on the runway. I wanna get there with you now. It's that time of the year where the smoke in my breath. Darling, don't you give up on a Monday. Now, next time I'll take you the long way. It's that when the water is warm, I can't help but wonder. I wanna tell you I want you. You might have took it
Okay, yeah, so Monday. I think that this one is the least full of the sort of imagery that works with the storyline itself so far out of everything we've heard, but it does kind of add another layer of familiarity to it that we had the whole island thing happen. He got at least if I'm reading things right, he was in a storm, then ended up on an island, and this is sort of a somewhat peaceful oasis, and that's where the calmness of this song comes from. It's a very sweet, calm little song all the way through, and it does kind of work with that imagery, and I'm trying to remember exactly what the video for it looked like, but I want to say that somewhat corroborates, Jesus, if I can speak, what I'm saying. But also, I do like that the clothesline type of metaphor we got going on there now works even better, because you would be drying out your clothes, so like one way or another it's kind of a little metaphor of sorts, but this way it works a little bit more in that regard as well. And generally the song has some very relatable, kind of more down-to-earth themes about it. I mean, maybe there's the possibility that the feelings that he's afraid to express for someone seemingly in the song is what he was trying to get away from back before he set sail and went off into the ocean. So, you know, just the general feelings and the somewhat perseverance type of message of, you know, like, you don't want to give up when things get tough. Maybe just kind of find a little bit of peace in all that. So that's kind of nice, if any of that made sense. We're gonna move on to Dancing Without Moving and see what that's gonna sound like.
I might as well do my dance without a crew, so I can step
Got some
away from
rapping
it like
in here again. Okay.
I'll shake that wish before they run out. I used to live in my regret, but this
These vocals are crazy.
I'm turning my
That's a catchy little chorus. Okay.
every a couple times, 51 exactly. For every sign he tried to tip out, I felt good, and if that brings me back around, I'll grab the gift shop. The waves feel like I look to the night sky, and I want, show me everything I missed in this millennium. Now come alive from inside the moon, believe it or not. Second, he's gonna the waves feel like
Really loved how the vocals sounded during that. We have another outro coming up from the Wuha vocalist.
There's a man on the horizon. Paradise is just behind him. But if he turns around, it disappears.
I mean absolutely no offense by this, and I mean this in a way where you're gonna have to realize that I like some 21 Pilots songs. Quite a few 21 Pilots songs, really. This is a very 21 Pilots course. There's something about it. I don't know if anybody's gonna catch me with that. Either way, this is pretty easily the catchiest non-single. Not that the other ones we've heard that weren't singles were trying to be catchy in any way. This one just kind of feels like it has that potential, like it could be a single later on. I mean, I highly doubt he's doing that, but like it's got that like really replayable kind of catchy energy. This is like a more whimsical Guess Who. It's a more elegant Guess Who, because he's not on any rage shit. And he's just doing this like little, you know, poppy, folksy, peaceful little vibe, much along the lines of the last track, except he's rapping here. It's got a little bit more of a bounce to it. It's fun. It's fun for sure. This is a fun one. Lyrically speaking, much of the imagery seems very literal, like you're on a boat and seeing water type of imagery. Appears he's leaving something here. Like also, yeah, that's a clever line. The waves of the water and the waves, like that was kind of fun. But it seems like he's picking up and leaving, probably again that island situation, if we wanted to call back to it. This whole bit is very interesting to me. So yeah. I think we're on the same page here. He's kind of like wondering what's going on back in civilization that he's missing out on. Lyrically somewhat interesting. Fun, catchy song otherwise. Next one is That's Why.
It started turning gray when I was 17. Feel like I had more shit to say when I was 17. Now my percent sinking just to let them know. That's right. My shot cause you were walking through it. At the yellow light, treat it like a red. That's why. Backing out my truth, agree's best unsaid. Sure that I pass is wearing my clothes. That's why. That's why. Alright. That's right.
Another somewhat unexpected change in things here. It sounds sweet though. I'm liking the folk bag type of stuff.
You want to do this, or would you watch for anything else?
That's why, alright. That's why, alright. That's why, alright. Don't get any better than this. Like every mirror in my life makes another blind spot. Wasn't offer from the oven, but it only costs a touch. That's a sore spot. That's a sore. That's why.
Alright.
That's nice. This one feels very literal. It seems very like in the real world. What's happening in the lyrics here. This ties very much so back to the other lyrics in the previous tracks that were talking more about aging really quickly and like feeling like you're getting old when you're still young. But then like you have I'm dying in this booth. That's referring to the process of recording the music. So like it doesn't really seem all that much like an in-character type of track. That said, we can get a lot of insight and emotional vulnerability in general on this track. There's a lot being said, and that's why is said a lot as well. Sonically, I did really like the transitions into these nice, peaceful little folk sections. These bits were very sweet sounding, very cool. Like the song, feel like I have to hear it 5 more times to like it more. I dream about sinking. Oh, it's an instrumental. It's an instrumental. It's 4 minutes? Okay, let's get it. This is beautiful. This does properly feel like a scene taking place underwater. It's very nice. I'm gotta keep sinking into it already. No pun intended. That's nice. That's gorgeous. Real quick. Beautiful track. Gorgeous track. Nice instrumental. Heavy atmosphere all throughout. Was able to sink into it a lot. Seems like it fits the theme that we have going on, even though obviously no lyrics happening. I'm sure it does more for you if you're watching the video as well, because I'm sure there's something going on screen during this. But really good. Really cool. And next up here, it appears we have Natural Causes. How ominous. That's less ominous. This, however, is ominous. Again. Main vocals cutting in there. That sounds beautiful. Okay. This percussion goes hard. bass in the back there. Ooh. Oh, I feel like that'd be so easy to miss through a speaker or something. Beautiful production here. I was vibing, that startled me so much. Wait, let's go back. I think that was like a... Yeah, that's like a walkie-talkie or the things you talk into. Okay, this confuses me. Because of this. I thought he was solo. I'm not, like, really reading that many of the annotations, but I am when I fully feel like I'm not knowing what's going on. John Lennox, who is that? Johan Lennox. Said that all wrong. Yeah, he was... Yeah, Metro Boomin? Brockhampton? This guy produces on a lot of big stuff. Interesting. Getting distracted entirely aside. Who's after? I understand it's a depression metaphor. Somebody I can't see, somebody after me. Who was after him? And then, I mean, says they died on a Monday. That song was kind of finding some inner peace. So I suppose it makes sense that the metaphorical depression would have also died on the metaphorical version of the meaning of Monday. For sure. Don't know what Thursday's doing in here. I feel like there's a lot going over my head, unfortunately. But, let's see. Okay. That makes some sense. He feels that the people back on the land are after him. Because he went off to sea all alone. Okay, yeah, sure. Either way, ominous sounding song with some rather spooky lyrics to match. I had a pretty cool vibe on this one. Liked some of the sound effect usage. Liked a lot of how it was produced. We got in some portions there with some really crisp drums that sounded very cool. Thundrrr is our next track up, and if I am remembering correctly, is Maruha on this one. I don't know the Maruha members' names. No, they're on the closer. Okay. Who are you? Dude, he worked on Reincarnated by Kendrick Lamar. Quadeca in the big leagues, ladies and gentlemen. Thundrrr. Let's run it. That's kind of fucking disturbing. Oh god. Yo. Oh my god. I don't even know what to call what I'm hearing. This is awesome though. This is so sick. This chorus is so hype. Layering everything up like this is crazy.
I love to stay a thunder.
This sounds so crazy. Everything being so layered up here is so crazy. It doesn't stop when you think it does either, but the going on is welcome. Bit of an outro? Outro, perhaps? Oh, wow. Okay, so holy shit. The production on that was insane. It was so loud and hyped up and pretty much the last thing I expected after such a relatively relaxed album before this point. Like, don't get me wrong, previous track definitely showed a little bit more of a darker tone to it. I'm right, aren't I? Yeah, I think so. I think it was the previous track. I'm getting goofed up because that just like swept me off my feet, dude. That took me somewhere else. This one's so hype. It's very angry. It also has so much going on that I couldn't even like begin to break it down without like 10 more listens of it. Like, there's so many instruments in the mix that are playing that it's almost like you're doing too much, but also it's not, because it matches the like lively, bright orchestration of the previous songs. It's on the same level of grandiosity of it. It's just that this one happens to be a lot louder, punchier, more heavy-hitting, more angry in general. The extra R's are warranted. They kind of work like exclamation points almost. That's fantastic. It's like borderline one of the best songs I've ever heard, but I need to listen to this like 5 more times at least to like figure out what exactly I think about all these. 'Tis only the first reaction. Next track we're looking at appears to be the Great Bakunawa. Bakunawa? That's a word, probably. Is it? I don't know. What is this? I'm gonna just look it up. We got time. Moon eating. Moon eating is crazy. Oh, fuck. This is the AI overview. God, why is that still there? I don't want you. I thought I was just... Is it moon eating? Oh, it just took it from Wikipedia. Okay. AI overview might have been right for once because it just ripped it from Wikipedia. Anyways, big serpent lizard dragon, it appears. That's badass. Let's run it. Danny Brown feature on this one, by the way. One of 2 features on the album, both of which being very hype. He's very good on I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. Let's see what he does here. Is he going to rap from the perspective of the Bakunawa? That'd be badass. Let's see. Well, this is dramatic. In a good way. Very cool. This album went off the rails and I love it. This is so weird. This is so cool. Oh my god. Speechless. I called it. I called it. The wavy line is crazy. Okay.
People singing harmony, I gotta retreat. On my feet, too much noise for me. So God lock, finding proof in the valley of they say. Play the bang until we catch through now. That snake until he finish you. I can feel this shit. Tell me when's the last time. It's hard to compete. I'm taking my seat, but in the mirror. Convince the birds that I'm asleep at the wheel. I could bite if you like. Turn on that television of mine. I should have broadcast the whole time. But he accepting Apple Pay. You'll have to try not to back away when you're in the rear view. Must be fair down here too. Just play it safe until he feels you. Down is falling right. It's the end of the world if you call it right. It's the end. If it's the end of the world, why not tonight? It's the end.
Now that switches clean.
I got a front row seat, that's what I call it. I couldn't even tell you if it matters. It's the I welcome you to the finish line.
I got chills, man. This song is fucking crazy.
In your rear view. I'm in your rear view.
So sick. Ooh, did he like drop the receiver at the end there maybe? That might have been what that sound was. Anyways, Imagine having Danny Brown's phone number in your phone, calling him up, and being like, hey, so I need somebody to play a giant mythical snake. We live in a wild timeline sometimes. That said, at least a big giant mythical water snake is somewhat of a personifiable thing. Carbon monoxide, not so much. However, for some reason, that stuck out to me as like less absurd that it was a thing. It appears that Danny Brown is just going to be playing the threat in his storylines. So that's badass. I think we've now figured out what he was running from, because I mentioned back there, I'm like, who died, who's he outrunning, so on and so forth. Probably the Bakunawa, but that's a brand new word for me, so you'll have to give me a break. But insane. Final single, Forgone. Need to hear this one. Need to hear this one again. It's beautiful. Why wouldn't you hear it again?
What you've seen, do you like?
Wait. So then did the world end and this is happening in the afterlife? Because they said that's like, the Maruha vocalist came on again and he said like, oh, it's the beginning of the end of the world. Did the world end and now we're in a new place past the reality? Is that what Forgone has been this whole time? Because that'd be pretty interesting. Is he entering heaven? Something along those lines. We'll see. We'll see if that makes sense. Oh, wait. Yeah? Afterlife? Afterlife line? That recontextualization, if it sticks, is crazy. This is... Okay. Life flashing before your eyes. Boom. Listen. Hear me out. Entering the afterlife. Life flashes before your eyes. I think I'm not good at album like storylines usually. Normally I can't follow these narratives very well. So like maybe this is either totally wrong or everybody's like, yeah, no shit. But I feel like a genius, frankly. That is a joke, just in case.
I'm still a child in the same vein. Oh, the conclusion of everyone. Reason they leave me, and you are the one that remains.
God, this song is so fucking good, man. If the sound of this doesn't do something for you, I don't know what's wrong. That is a very long song, but makes very good use of its runtime. It is so sweet It is so peaceful, it is so sentimental, it is so emotional, and having it as just the big long ballad of the album, and I want to say we're on our second to last track. So yeah, second to last, so that makes me especially curious what that closer with Maruha is going to look like, but putting it near the end here, it feels right, it feels like it has a good place in the album. It's been a very sweet and beautiful and great song right from the get-go as well. I still have no real strong complaints about it in any way. I think possibly that like afterlife contextualization of it, potentially interesting at least, and to me it almost makes the visual of the music video, I just ended up scrolling down and seeing it, make a little bit more sense, because this serene landscape almost does seem otherworldly. I mean, like, obviously I understand he's in a real place here, but it does feel like a desolate but also otherworldly location. I think he died. I think he got eaten by the big snake, and then he died, and then he's in the afterlife. But again, that's me doing my damnedest. These three appear to be bonus tracks. Okay, we've been looking at the vinyl version this whole time, but that's just the blue vinyl version, and I remember there was the green one, the black one, and then there's going to be a VIP exclusive one for the concerts, I believe. That's like almost a whole other album in and of itself once we get kind of wider access to those bonus tracks. Right now, I wouldn't even know where to find them necessarily. I'd have to go dig them out. So we're just going to listen to this closer here, and we're gonna close it out for the day. Casper. Let's get it. Trippy as fuck. That's very weird. Very cool.
Why can't we just go somewhere? There's a vulnerable feeling.
Overexposed. You were born with a lot to correct. You were born with a puzzle to solve. You didn't chase it. It would have stayed still. The horizon is a prey like animal. Open your hand and your palm. Drown out the countdown to the alarm.
I'm so locked in.
The line curves into a path. And the sweat in the hands of a man who has never forgiven himself. I accept your answer. I was just a pretender. Learn how to surrender. My world ends so much worse and so much harder. To me that is better.
Crazy sounding bridge here. All the spoken word stuff is working quite well to, in a way, wrap up our narrative here. Oh, it's the vocal melody from the start. I think the first track, anyways.
Counting every moment, wish away the minutes. Waves as big as mountains, strung out to his limits. Finishes the bottle, climbs up to the sail, clutching, wishing for tomorrow. All his crew were taken, lost to the ocean. The thunder splitting eardrum, like the sound of metal snapping. His fate is getting closer, faith was always lacking. Time is obvious.
That is nice. Fantastic. That is so cool. Fantastic conclusion to the album. Sonically, lyrically, love what that did. Does make me confused on Forgone, because it appears our narrator is very much alive and fighting the Bakunawa. Again, if I'm saying that right. It appears he was very alive, very well, and fighting it. during that song. Forgone is now yet again a mystery to me. That said, this track absolutely does feel to me properly theatrical, just as I would expect it to be. The narration from the Maruha vocalist also being incorporated into the track like that worked quite well to wrap certain things up, or at least make a point very clear at the end of the song what we were hearing happening. Like, you could see it. It was all very visual, very cool in that way. My entire thing with Forgone has gone out the window. But fantastic send-off. I'm really taken aback by everything on this album. Let's look at our track list. Everything I dream about sinking forward has me like really taken aback, really surprised, impressed, baffled, perhaps. Wasn't really expecting things to go the way they did. Glad they went that way. Things got so much more chaotic, so much less peaceful as things went on, and of course that matched very well with the narrative and what was going on within it. The singles are still some of my favorite songs, but that closer was pretty much perfect, and the track Thundrrr was also absolutely fantastic, and the track with Danny Brown featured was amazing. So that's kind of why I'm saying this last leg of the album impressed me the most, and I was really worried in a way that I wasn't going to end up hearing exactly what everybody else was hearing with this at first. I do get it though. Like, I'm very fresh on this album, and most Quadeca songs end up growing on me more than they hit me initially, so I'm absolutely still loving it right now. It's just like those extra listens to fully get the whole point are missing from me at this point, but I do like the concept of this album. When looked past that entirely, it is so impressive what he did with the instrumentals and really the vocals in general with this album. I'd say the thing that you could sonically most liken it to is the Ichiko Alba album that came out earlier this year. Did have somewhat similar vibes with that like whole pretty, somewhat experimental, whimsical folk type of bag. But the thing is, this went pretty far outside of that general realm too, because we start talking about the last leg of this album and how it got a lot harsher. Clearly we're getting quite a bit of variety, and the Ichiko Alba album didn't necessarily have that. I was just making it for some point of comparison. But I think it's really cool once we got to these louder songs, they kept that level of instrumental complexity. There was so many layers, so much happening on every single song on here, and I think that's especially cool. And even in that first leg of the track list, I mean, you have Monday, you have Godstained. We already know very well those are perfect songs. They're really great, and At a Time Like This was phenomenal as well. I think the way the album starts off is my least favorite portion of it, but not by much or anything, and like I said, repeated listens will probably do even more for me on this than it does right now. Very great album. Very great album. I'm not going to give it my album of the year top spot just yet here. That would take a pretty monumental feat. I mean, if we take a look here, if we have a look, I mean, this is what I'm working with for my top, you know, there's that. There's that too. Am I going to get there with it? I don't know yet. Am I there now? No, but I would never score a Quadeca project based on my first listen. That would be completely unfair. This year turned really good really quick. Vanisher is now one of those things. I am absolutely would say it is safe to call this album excellent. It is stellar, very impressive work from Quadeca once again. I am very happy to see that we now have a new page in the catalog of his discography, a statement just as monumental and impressive as I Didn't Mean to Haunt You was. Because Scrapyard, as much as it reached massive heights of popularity like it did, it's hard to remember that that was still like basically just a mixtape of extras. So we got the next real big Quadeca thing here, everybody, and I think it's fantastic. I'm not going to score it in this video because, again, need to give it time to warm up to me. But I'm going to go listen to this more now. So I guess that's just about going to wrap it up for this one. If you liked the video and you liked what you saw here today, remember to like the video and subscribe and turn notifications on for more music-related content. And I will see you in the next video.